Hi, everybody. Welcome. It is Friday once again, and it's time to rank 8-bit Nintendo games. We're here. We're turning on the lights. It sucks. Good morning. Good morning. We have 592 games on the list over here. Raid 2020 is somehow still at the bottom of the list. Mega Man 2 is holding on to the number one spot. And in between is where all of the magic lies. We have a fresh batch of games this week provided to us by the Gerstmann advisory panel. If you would like to join it, you can. And please do head over to patreon.com/Jeff Gerstmann. There are multiple tiers of service awaiting you. You can get on the Discord and get access to that and the bonus podcast and additional shows and so on and so forth. And advisors get to suggest games for this very franchise. And so head over there. There's even, there's like a free version of it. Like if you don't want to spend any money, you can still kind of sign up to follow it, which is handy because I'm posting other stuff over there. Like there's a Borderlands 4 review over there right now. If you want to read that, you don't need to sign up for anything. You can just go read that. So head over to the Patreon, patreon.com/Jeff Gerstmann. Let's do video games. Let's do video games here in this month of September. A September to remember. We've got a hot batch here of releases. This first one up. I've got to get this configured properly. We need to uncheck this box. We need to check this box. We need to click on this box. We need to go over here. And we need to capture that. Where am I? There, where everybody's here. Okay, here we are. All are. All right, let's go with this one first. This is I played this game on the Sega Genesis primarily, but they did make an NES version of it. It's a home-only sequel to an arcade game. It's Paperboy 2. A sequel to Paperboy. This drink is cold. It turns out if you have a refrigerator in your garage, you can just, and you don't have to worry about the temperature of food, you can just set it lower than the recommended temperature and get colder drinks. So the main thing they did in Paperboy 2 is they had you go to the other side of the street. That is the primary feature of Paperboy 2 is you could throw papers to the left and to the right. And this is a somewhat grimy looking version of this game. And they added the paper girl as well as a playable character. So for the first leg, we're delivering to the right side of the street, and then for the second leg, we're delivering to the left, is kind of how they do it, is, whereas the arcade game was just isometric, always kind of the same way. Okay. It's a ghost. And, much like the original Paperboy, you're just delivering papers to subscribers. And then to people who are not subscribers, you are delivering them broken windows. And you can use your papers to stop things from animating. Like if there are things that are going to get in your way and be a problem. Oh, jeez. I did not steer properly. The steering is weird in this game. Now we go through a straight section where there's like, this is where like if someone's robbing the store or something, I think it happens there. And then now we're over on this side of the street where that guy's just rolling tires into the road forever. They spit roasting a dog? What is that? And now I use the other button to shoot this way. This is a weird street that there's just a castle with cannons on and just firing all the time. I feel like that's not... There's got to be like a building code or some kind of civil ordinance around this stuff. Ah, tire guy! Ooh, we almost got smoked. If I had enough tires, and I used to have access to a damn near infinite number of junk tires, I really should have been rolling them into the street. I don't know what I was doing, not doing that. So we got like a little bit of digital audio, not a ton. Ah, car! And a dog. Wait, what am I looking at here? Is this... Okay. I was like, is that a curb that I can go up? And much like the first game, when you get to the end, there's an obstacle course, though now because they animated this weird straight-going version of the Paperboy and of course, the Paper Girl, the obstacle course now has you riding straight. And I don't have any papers. There, I do have papers. Definitely some weird slowdown. I feel like we delivered most of the papers there. Okay, there's a couple that we missed. All right. If you get them all, you get like in kind of traditional Paperboy fashion. If you deliver to everyone, then you get an additional subscriber the following day. Ghost sighting freaks teen. I hate it when the teens are freaked. This music sucks. As someone who thinks that the music in Paperboy 1 is one of the greatest little pieces of music in video game history, this is a sad... these people are no longer subscribing to the paper, but they are still out on their porch going bananas. This music is all over the place. Like, what is... It's occasionally approaching a tempo. Yeah, there's a little too much slowdown in this. So I think if you pick the there. We stopped a robbery. We halted a crime. Community action. Cannot rely on the cops. The Paperboy is more effective at fighting crime than the police in this neighborhood. Oops. If you break the window of a subscriber, there is simply no convincing them to say subscribed to your newspaper. The screeching tire noise on grass is very classic. Ha-ha! That's what you get. Sunbathing when the paper girl is on the loose. That's water, right. Doesn't really look like the color of water to me. I was like, oh, there's sand in this one. Nope. Ah, we missed somebody. Oh, that's right. We broke somebody's window. Hosed bather files complaint. See, it's interactive. Much like the end of Fallout. The newspaper reacts to what you did on that day. Yeah, player choice. Okay. Great. All right, whatever. So I guess there's passwords, or do I just... I don't know what the... I assume that's like a password, but it was like a number that was going up. So did I inadvertently pick level 31? Is it going to be crazy hard? No, it's still easy street. It's still free. The teens are still freaked. I ended up playing this a lot on the Genesis. I have a like pre-release. I think it's the final version of the game, but it is technically like an EEPROM of Paperboy 2. And I played a fair amount of it. Fuck you, bird. Fuck you, ghost. Haha! Here's your paper, and also you're now trapped under a car and might die. Courtesy of your friend, the Paperboy. Oh, God. Yeah, I wonder if you know, me picking Route 31 or whatever, like, this does seem like the layout seems a little different. Is there someone over here robbing the gas station? Yeah. Ah, we missed him. Bikes can't go backwards, so I guess he gets to just rob those people. For a while, I thought it would be kind of cool if they made a modern Paperboy that was like a very tired and bitter 38-year-old driving a car around the neighborhood at 3:30 in the morning, delivering newspapers, because that's what replaced the Paperboy initially in the 90s and in the 2000s. Adults started taking Paperboy jobs, which you could look at the economy and, well, look. That would be like a good sequel, like a good modern version of Paperboy would be to replicate that, and then now no one gets newspapers. So I don't, you know. That's not true. I get a free newspaper every week, a free weekly thrown on my driveway, and I have to contend with that and throw that away every week. Someone must deliver those. Okay. Sewer monster runs amok. See, if I had stopped that robbery, maybe this would talk about how cool it was that I stopped a robbery. Is the P.O. Box still good? Chad is that? Yes. Yes, the P.O. Box listed. I thought about moving it to a different P.O. Box. To a different location, but I have not. So for at least the next 12 months. The P.O. box address is good. Deal with it. Paperboy is a jerk. Also, yeah, sometimes people, you know, like newspapers in every place I've lived have always just been thrown on the driveway. But I do remember seeing some people had like separate little container, like little mailbox things like the stuff in this game that were specifically for a newspaper, and they were to be delivered into that slot. And that always seemed really crazy to me. But at least it did set, like, me seeing those did set the stage for this game. The initial Paperboy anyway, seeming, you know, accurate. Like, oh yeah, I guess some people do have a newspaper mailbox or whatever. I didn't want to break the window, I want to hit the pig. Perfectly normal sentence. We're fucking everybody over. You're free. The music is really bad here. This isn't okay. I don't know, like, this is not that different than the Genesis version of Paperboy 2, I'll say. I remember that game maybe not having music as good as actual Paperboy, but I also don't remember it sounding as janky and half broken as this is. This has some slowdown that's kind of a bummer. But like, I don't know, it's playable. It has enough buttons. Like it's a 2-button game instead of a 1-button game now, because you're throwing newspapers left and right. And it controls pretty much the same as I remember the Genesis version controlling. Like, this is fine. It's just a game that, like, I don't know that it needed. What? Baby to mom. Bye bye. That's chilling. Ah! I think for me the crime of Paperboy 2 is oh geez, that bird was mad. The crime of Paperboy 2 is that the music in Paperboy is so good. And this is not good at all. See, they have a car come that way, so you can't just go around the fence. You have to go into the yard and take the jump, take the ramp. Yeah, I don't know. This is fine. But see, it jumps from. Oh no, never mind. It is every number. It's just that if I hold it down, it starts to go fast. I see. Like, what random seed is this? You know, that it's doing. I want the craziest level you got. 7946 for Hardway. All right, let's do that. Because that was something that, you know, the original game did have kind of difficulties and stuff. 7946. All right. just feels like this could have been an easier... Well, that still says Easy Street. Do I need to hit start on the... Maybe I don't pick Paperboy or Paper Girl? Maybe... Ah! But the difficulty settings were, yeah, it was you would pick Easy Street or Hard Way, or there was a medium also, right? Yeah, no, I can't hit start here, so I have to... Yeah, like it's still showing achievements for Easy Street and like all that, so I don't know what the... Just barely got that one in. Ah, whoa. I showed that ghost what was up. And then I wrecked my bike. Maybe 4796. All right, let's try 4796 since this seems to be the same. Let's try this. I'm just curious to see if it does that. It just seems like this seems like a weird way for them. I don't know. Like why have this as the way to do it? Just let people pick the difficulty. Unless this is a full-on password system that's supposed to let you start it later days in the week or something, but it doesn't seem to do that. Also, just the worst entry field. There's a little hard way. Okay, so we have more middle bits. But I guess maybe that's how it goes, is you probably do a week of Easy Street and then you get promoted and then it gives you the password here on this screen. Is probably how they handle it, huh? I hit that guy in his butt. The true haunting of the ghost is the amount of slowdown that comes when the ghost is on screen. Ha-ha! Suck it! Okay. The original arcade Paperboy is like a really great game of its era. Ah, that car, man. It's a really great arcade game. What are all these fucking people doing out here? Get away from me, sickos. Freaking clowns. Now there's a mummy over here. What? If there was just a little bit more graphical fidelity in this game, they could have animated the newspaper getting stuck in that guy's butt cheeks and then him falling into the pool, which I think would have been a real improvement. But the original Paperboy is like, it has analog controls. It has like, bike handlebars as a controller. And so it is a very kind of specific, like alongside 720, Atari was, just doing some stuff with controls in arcade games, and it was neat. It was really cool. It was like, original Paperboy was a kick-ass arcade game. But here, there's just enough slowdown in this to make the whole thing feel unreliable. Like, your control suffers when the game is chugging. And, that's not great. Perfect. That's right. Perfect. Owes to Bather files complaint. A perfect delivery. Oh, it's so slow. Oh, missed that guy. This is fine. I don't know. Like, I if it ran better, I would feel a lot better about it. But it just. The other thing is that the kind of isometric angle on this, and having it shift back and forth the way it does, like the way you steer kind of changes as you, like, when you go through that straight section and then go on to the other like the way it handles is different here now that I'm kind of traveling isometrically as opposed to those sections where I'm going straight. And it takes a little getting used to, and it just seems like something that didn't need to be that way. These cars, man. They'll get you. And at least these situations where you're like, as you're kind of resuming paper delivery after those middle sections, it doesn't always, like, you're not immediately sure where you're supposed to be going. Aha! Broke your glass, stupid. And then I wrecked my bike and you ran over there and broke the glass over my head, probably, but I got what I deserved, but also I broke your glass. Okay, I mean, that's Paperboy 2. This is okay. It's better than Paperboy, I think, on the NES at least, because it does just offer a little more. And Paperboy is a very thin game. That's sort of the other thing about all home versions of Paperboy, is that, Paperboy is an arcade game, and bringing arcade games home doesn't always work. And I think a lot of the home versions of Paperboy just feel like they don't have enough going on. So Paperboy 2 having the other side of the street and some more kind of weird stuff happening around the edges, I think that's fine. I think that's ultimately an improvement over the original, which, is kind of in the middle of our list here. I would say it's better than Dick Tracy, but it's not better than Mad Max. It's better than the NES version of Rainbow Islands. but it's not better than Taito's Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. It's our new number 329. Paperboy 2. And then after this, we would not see, I mean, Mindscape developed this game, like they did the home versions of Paperboy for some for a lot of platforms. And then they did this sequel. And we would not see any Paperboy for a very long time until they did, like Midway did, did they call it They didn't call it Paperboy 3. They just called it Paperboy, or it was Paperboy 64, right? Maybe they were originally going to call it Paperboy 64, and then that naming trend fell off, so they just called it Paperboy. I forget what the final name was, but they did a Paperboy in that era, and was High Voltage the developer on that? They might have been. I feel like High Voltage was all over a lot of kind of Midway stuff of that era. That might have been High Voltage, but that Paperboy game was okay. It was weird, but also they had to try to make a new Paperboy game, and standards for games had changed quite a bit and all that. So yeah, it was kind of an uphill battle. Next up, Pac Mantis wanted to see this game. This is wow. We got some games from your friends at High Tech Expressions this week. Boy, do we! This is Mickey's Safari in Letterland. Normal, advanced, super advanced. They could not think of a term for medium here. Oh God. Okay, we got the Yukon, we got the swamp, we got the forest, we got the pyramid. We've got a jungle, and we got the Caribbean. We got some kind of real places over here. The Yukon, the Caribbean, and then you just got pyramid. Oh boy, indeed. Oh, he's gonna run. Okay. Why is that museum? Oh, this is a platformer. What? I thought for sure this was just going to be... Okay, I'm not here to capture that. And I can swing this, but it automatically swung the net to pick up that letter. Wow. Okay, we got another diamond with another letter on it. Mop. Now what? Oh, okay. Like, why can I swing the net at all if it automatically swings it? Yeah! Now Ante Up is going to play. M.O.P. Oh boy! Mickey Mouse is a big fan of the Mash Out Posse. Why? Because they're dope. What do you know? What's the Yukon look like? Oh, God! Mickey says it belongs in a museum. We got to get out there and net these diamonds. Yeah, so I can swing it, but it doesn't seem like I have to, because it automatically will do that. And even though it shows like different letters on it, I'm picking up. Like, can I die? Can Mickey die? No, there's just ground down here too. I thought maybe he would fall to his death. Okay, the diamonds are just rotating through all the letters. But I thought maybe I was... Oh. Nope, not gonna die here either. Just the movement gets worse. We missed a letter, now what? Put it into the machine, Goofy. Press that tofu. What the... Wait, we didn't spell the... I don't love this, but it's like it's not what it's also not what I thought it was gonna be. If I just jump into this snake, am I just gonna keep doing this? We ain't never going down. He's automatically crawling through here. It's weird, like, you know, like it's like they needed to make concessions for it as an edutainment title, and kind of made these situations, you know, like you're just unkillable. Maybe we need to play on super advanced if we want to die. Can we even... We can't... Okay, yes, we can go backwards. I'm not leaving without spelling that letter. You understand me? You porcupine-looking motherfucker. Key. I'm here to get a key! That's a fat half key right there!
Why? Oh, boy!
Oh boy. Like, Mickey looks fucked up here too. Like this, the Mickey Mouse sprite here when he's standing there waiting for Goofy in his Jeep. Just, there's something about his face, like it just doesn't look right. Backseat of my Jeep, right, Mickey? What's this fucking Illuminati ass fucking... Illuminati confirmed! This looks like a ladder almost. Like I should be able to climb this, but I cannot walk up the side of the pyramid. This is not Strider. There we go. Gosh, it's time to throw up your Rockefeller diamonds tonight. Standing on this turtle, at least that's safe. Oh, he fell too far there. Real pensive on that T delivery. T? Like, T? T? Off to the forest. Yeah, this is the jittery. Yeah, I don't know, this whole thing. I mean, if I can't be killed, then I can just kind of just hold to the right and... I mean, I wouldn't get the letters, but... Mickey, what do you like to do in your spare time?
C-U-P. Boy.
Oh, okay. I normally charge extra for that, but I mean, you are Mickey Mouse. Goofy looks kind of haggard when he's driving too. This is like... Like, it's not quite off-brand or anything, but like there's just something slightly off about the licensed characters here. The way they look. Like, this almost has, like, unlicensed game energy. Is there a pause noise? You cannot pause. Oh, I hit select and it... Oh, man. Come on. And he shrugged and left. I hit the select button and Mickey went, fuck it. Fuck these letters. Wait. I'm not here to not spell words. I stay fly. Haha.
L. Y. Oh, boy.
Why? Keep turning that crank if you know what's good for you.
You.
Okay. Wait. And then Scrooge McDuck is here? Wait.
Boy.
No, who is that? Is this... It was, one thing you find, yeah, Ludwig von, what, yeah, one thing you find with when you have kids and you engage with more educational programming than maybe you have or in the last several decades is now everyone writes their own melodies to these songs. They write their own little spin on the alphabet, so that they can trademark it, so that they can copyright it, so they can have like rights to their specific performance of it. Instead of it just being a cover of a public domain song, they're able to go like, oh well, we made these changes and this is now our version of the alphabet. It's really fucked up. The end. Oh boy. All right. Let's just skip straight to super advanced.
Boy.
Now can I hit these dudes? So I'm still invincible then. Oh, but I have to hit the button to get these. This changes everything. But I still can't like net these. I mean, I guess, he's not here to trap animals.
P-I-G. Oh, boy.
I didn't even have to spell that word. Like, what is super advanced about this? What? It's still 3-letter words. It's not like it's... Like, can I fail this?
Oops, oops, oops.
No.
X.
X is gonna give it to you. Like, he'll still auto platform up to, like, if I hold to the right, he will still automatically kind of navigate that stuff. I can still swim. I don't fall to my death. Like, what? It's weird. I don't get it. I don't know what the
L, Y,
like the differences between this, the only change is that I have to manually operate the net to collect the diamonds and whatever this thing is, this slab, this Rosetta fucking stone looking thing at the end of the level. But the levels look the same too. It doesn't look like it's not harder to navigate, and it'll still auto-platform in some senses. So unless like when I clear these levels. Oh, wait. Okay, so we've not gotten Mickey Face. Maybe that's the difference.
boy.
Maybe it's that they've just put more levels. It's just longer. It's super advanced. You must suffer. Oh, that was some gaming right there.
A, R, M, oh boy.
Maybe we'll have to get all 26 letters. Is that the W? Yeah, we're still not done with the Yukon. How long must we suffer now? This game is getting worse as it goes on. Truly the Borderlands 4 of its era. Y'all got both those diamonds right there. Come on.
P, E, N, oh boy.
Has the audio quality of like a way too expensive plush toy that you bought that when you squeeze it, it just plays samples. This could be a lot worse, I guess, but also it's more platformer than it's a bad platformer with like letters in it. It doesn't really feel like an educational game the way that I maybe thought it was going to be. And I guess it's knocking me over more. Like instead of like automatically bouncing on them, like I cannot bounce on these penguins under any circumstances. But I can bounce on the seals. I don't know. That seems just weirdly inconsistent as well.
B, A, G, oh boy.
Mickey is all about. He's on his grind. He's on that grind set mentality. He is all about getting that bag. V. More. Even more. Here in the Yukon. I guess we've got, what is it, 6 different areas? And if they're going to do 26 letters... Also, this level feels like the other versions of this level, but just strung together to make it longer? Like, am I crazy, or is that some of the same layout?
C A N O boy.
Oh, boy. Zed. No European version of this. There's no.
Oops, oops, oops.
There is no Zed version of this.
Boy.
So if we've got 6 different areas, 26 letters, I mean that's probably, what is that? That's going to be 4 to 5 levels per zone. Look at this. Still doesn't kill me though. J-O-I. We got to get up there. Nope.
J-E-T. Oh boy.
Oh boy. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I don't... Shit.
Boy.
Oh, kill me. Kill me. No? Well, I don't have the first letter, so I'm guessing it's back here. It seems like they normally put them in order. I feel like I should be able to catch these guys in the net. That's all. Like, it would at least, like, resemble a video game at that point. do something else. Did something happen and I got locked out of a diamond somehow? No, it's here. They put it on the other side. That's very tricky of them.
N-E-T. Oh, boy.
D. Okay. What do the achievements in this look like? Beat the game in 20 minutes or less. Yeah, the whole ass alphabet, huh? Find every word in the jungle levels? Does that just do the... I mean, I imagine... Clear Yukon 2 without letting Mickey slide or get hit. I mean, good on him for coming up with stuff. Okay.
Boy. F. U. C. K. M. I. C. K. E. Y. A. B. C. D. E. F. G. H. I. J. K. L. M. N. O. P. Q. R. S. T. U. V. W. X. Y. Z.
Okay. It's cool that they came up with fun achievements for such a fucking miserable video game. It's not a... Whatever. I don't think this is a very good, like, platformer, and I don't think it's a very good educational game. It exists in this weird middle ground where it just feels like they weren't dedicated enough to either thing. I mean, it's cool that, you know, it's like, in some ways, it's neat that this is a platformer that you can't die in. So you can kind of let a kid run around and just kind of do stuff, right? That's been, with my kids playing 2D platformers, that has been one of the hardest things, is getting them to jump over pits in, say, Super Mario Brothers. And understanding the idea of, like, no, you need to jump and move. You need to use both your hands at this point, which, now that they've both played a bunch of Katamari and have, you know, used both their hands, I wonder if it would be different now. But it's been a little bit since we've gone back to that stuff. Anyway, I don't think this is very good. I think it's kind of, well, With some tweaks, it seems like this could be either a better platformer or a better like letter game. You know, if you were touching the diamonds in a specific order, or if there was something at the end of the level where you were doing more than just like matching a letter. But I will say that like matching a letter is not like, that's not the worst. Match a letter and then the letter is said aloud. Like that's not like from just a straight up educational, sometimes kids need to hear that shit. It's not the worst thing in the world. Can you tell that my son just started preschool and I have a lot of like thoughts about like first educational steps all over again? I mean, my daughter's in first grade. She's kind of past this point, but I'm thinking about how she kind of came into letters and numbers and all this stuff. And now, you know, you can't help but compare where the next one is at relative to her and all this. Like, okay, well, he's better at this stuff than she was at this age, but isn't as far along here. It's interesting, if nothing else, to be able to watch that stuff. That said, my son would find this game to be boring as shit. He would not jump around enough to find the diamonds and make it to the end of the level and see the word get spelled and then match the letters and all of that. I think he would just be like, fuck this. We can't capture any cousins there. We're not rolling up food to fight sumo wrestlers here. What is this garbage? But it has merit. It is not like a meritless, like you can see, I think, the idea of what they were going for. And I think there's something at least sort of sound about that, but I don't. But again, I think the execution is the part that's off here more than anything else. But also we're comparing it to a console full of games. And I think no matter what standpoint you look at this from, I think it falls short either as a platformer or as an educational title. And so, you know, it's no Stanley, The Search for Dr. Livingston. You'd learn more from a copy of WCW World Championship Wrestling. That's for sure. Alpha Mission's a better game. Like, I guess like where I'm going with this is I don't think it's as effective as Sesame Street ABC or Sesame Street 1, 2, 3. Which I think are just like better focused, you know? And I better focused on, you know, you seeing the numbers and the letters and that sort of thing. The interesting thing about Mickey's Safari in Letterland is that they tried to kind of make it more closely resemble a platformer, you know, a quote unquote real video game, right? And there's something interesting about that, but I just don't think that it's especially effective. So it is no Sesame Street 1, 2, 3, but like it's in here. It's no Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Is Mickey's Safari in Letterland better or worse than Chiller? It's a little worse. It's a little worse than Where's Waldo? A Wet Waldo. But it's better than Tag and Dragon. It's better than Daydreamin' Davy. I mean, that game.
Awesome.
No, that game is.
Bummer.
Yeah. It's better than Swamp Thing. It's our new number 542. Letterland. And there you have it. I have to make sure that Paperboy 2, we didn't. Yeah, okay. Paperboy 2 did make it in. Okay. I added that to the list, but I didn't paste it down to show you like I normally do. So I just wanted to make sure that the list was not messed up. Davis wanted to see this next game. We are back to back with your friends at High Tech Expressions. I didn't plan this. It's just how it went. Next up, a licensed game that I wonder if this is going to be like the Super Nintendo game, because I did play some of that. It's Tom and Jerry, the ultimate game of cat and mouse. This is like a fun rendition of the Tom and Jerry music. 1991. By 91, Tom and Jerry would be... Yeah, that's what Tuffy is. I don't know. Tuffy... who knows what the fuck? It's Jerry's nephew, Tuffy. Yeah, who developed this? This is sounding very... United Kingdom. Tuffy's trapped in a trunk in the attic, waiting to be rescued, so get a move on already. Ah! But yeah, you know, Tom and Jerry existed as, you know, kind of a much older cartoon, and then like everything in the 90s, it kind of came back again in a, you know, syndicated cartoon form where they tried to modernize it ever so slightly, and we need to restart this because I want to see who developed it. I thought original Tom and Jerry was fine when I was a kid. I don't know. It was on all the time. Oh, Software Creations. Okay. Yeah. World 1, Stage 1. Oh, God. Okay, so don't jump on guys, but throw stuff at them. Yeah, this looks... This... That was a pin. That was not something that I could pick up and collect. It was... Why has that happened? Oh, you can climb. Good to know. Oh, dude. It's just like, you know, platformers in this kind of area, like this computer platformers. I don't know what, you know, that looks like something I should collect. Okay, yeah. It was cheese of some kind or something. Platformers that are built around the idea of like, oh, you gotta go everywhere and find everything, as opposed to kind of keep moving in one direction and you know, deal with the obstacles as they come. Like this style of like it's kind of a maze. It's like, okay, yeah, it kind of sucks. Like, this is an unpleasant thing to play. Did I need to just run and jump there and not... You're just never quite sure what you can stand on and what you can't. I was like, oh, I should be able to stand on those cans or jars or whatever the hell those are. No. Also, like, you want to aim at something, you know, like the... Oh, that's even weirder. So normally he throws it, it goes down like this. If I throw while he is ascending, it is like more of an overhand, like a rising throw. But if I wait until he is in the falling part of his jump, the shot will fall. Yeah, that's depth, baby. That's what you call that. Like, if I could hold up to throw a higher shot, if he had a Johnny Cage, like, MK2 low ball, high ball, this would be still exactly as bad as it is, but at least it would be less of a pain in the ass. Was that? Like, oh, here's a little drop of fluid just randomly falling from the ceiling, because fuck you. That's why. What am I do I need to get all the cheese? Am I trying to find the end of the level? What is happening? Why am I doing this? Why would anyone do this? Well, this sucks, man. Just there's something about the overall fidelity and again, like the nature of the, like, you can't always tell what's foreground and what's background. Like, those are things that are always, like, very synonymous to me with that kind of ZX Spectrum Commodore 64 era of platformer, the kind of British exploration platformer, as opposed to the more Japanese, you know, action obstacle course style. God, I hate this. Like, the way the ball works makes it like... makes combat really unpleasant. This is the opposite of a
Power ball.
This is like just a ball. This is not a power ball. Aspects of this music feel like they would like work better in like the Blues Brothers game to me. Like there's something kind of... There's a shared shittiness between this and the Blues Brothers. Despite I don't believe that Software Creations made that Blues Brothers game. I can't jump down. Oh, but that's okay, right. The you forget that the crates are not solid. You can treat the bottom row of a crate as another place to stand should you need it. Oh, he took damage for that. There's fall damage. Fuck you. Fuck this. Just an unpleasant video game to play. The Super Nintendo Tom and Jerry game, which I believe for a time was known as Super Tom and Jerry, but I know that the fucking, again, the EEPROM I have of Tom and Jerry for the SNES, which I don't believe works anymore. I think one of the chips went bad on it, unfortunately. It is labeled Super Tom and Jerry. And it kind of sucks in a similar way to this. It is not bad like this, but... I'm lost. I don't want to... This is... Fuck. Oh my... Urgh. I like that even just that little bit of smoke coming out still does damage. Real cool thing for them to do. Oh, yeah, that's cool too. I was like under that, but it still, I guess, counts, huh? That counts as wall right there? Because I'm standing on the corner of this pipe? Is that what we're doing? Dude. Like, at least these flies don't do damage. They're just a hassle, you know? What did I got a hammer? Okay, so we have candy. I guess the balls are infinite. But we have a hammer and we have whatever this is. Okay. I don't want to waste them. Where would I... Okay, so clearly I can't go that way. Fuck this. Fuck this game. Fuck this goddamn game. This is a miserable... Oh, I hate this. I'm not really sure what the objective is either. That doesn't help. Like, do I just need to reach the exit? Do I need to collect? You know, like the retro achievements thing implies that there's 10 of those little balls in the level. Are they cheese balls? They look like cheese balls to me, but then there's also like full, you know, slices of cheese. Oh, god damn it. Another one of these guys. He was at the beginning of the level. Maybe he's at the end too. Do we just run to the right? Do we just run to the right? This looks like you could put the end of a level here. This looks like something that would be like the end of a... Fuck. What's the candy do? Okay, it makes me fly in a bubble. Okay, that's... Great. You got secret cheese up here. If I bubble, will it go through this and get me up here? Okay. Oh, that's the end of the level. Great. What if they could have put an arrow or anything there to say like, hey man, you made it. Ah! Turn around, stupid! Okay, apparently it's invincible ink, not invisible ink. And I can't shoot while it is on. That's their whole trick this level. I don't know, we'll just give them a lot of these. The hammer does not kill the snail. Wait. I'm just getting points. Extra life. No going up here. Great. Oh, you son of a bitch. Okay, so we were invincible last time we went up that ladder. Just these ones are invincible. The ones that don't move for whatever reason, invincible. And if you don't jump well, you take damage. And then you die. I hate this goddamn... Oh my god. This is so fucking terrible. This is like the beginning of the level. The idea that you the idea that you're in these tunnels where you can't really jump well and there are unkillable things, and if you touch the unkillable things it does damage to you is disgusting. This game is disgusting. Ugh. That's kind of a waste there, but okay. And I can't shoot while I am invincible. This is the only solace I can take in this game. Is that there are enemies that you can hit for 200 points that are invincible, and you can just farm extra lives off of them, or at least one extra. I don't know if you get them every 50,000. This is a bad way to spend your time. I mean, I guess we could... Does this, do you get another extra life at 100k? Yeah, I mean, I guess you could, if you were a real monster... If you love video games, then you could do this. Looks like it tops out at 9 lives. Fuck me. Fuck. You piece of garbage. Why am I all the way back here? Is the answer because there is no God? Because that's... You know, we're down to 8 lives, so really we should just top off, you know, just for sanity's sake. But I'm not going to get that cheese. And then here, we were up here. There was nothing... Oh, wait, maybe we can jump over that and go to the left. The timing on the jump is so specific to get over... Well, I don't want to do that because I want to try to... Yeah, fuck. Go that way. This music is killing me. This game is killing me. Oh, is this it? Cheese bonus. Oh, what the hell? It's turned into like BC's Quest for Tires all of a sudden. I just have my regular controls here. It's not... Oh, he's spitting. That's gross. Okay. That mouse drowned. For a minute, I thought I just needed to get past him, but I guess actually, yeah, I probably need to murder him, don't I? I like that he still kept animating as he was exploding. God, this is still going. This game is still happening, huh? That wasn't just like, all right, roll credits, man. You did the thing. Let's, wrap it up here, okay? And we've got to get to the attic and save Tuffy. I mean, we can't... Are these death spikes over here that I can impale myself on? No, just plates. Just plates. Oh, and a wall. This isn't... Oh, am I supposed to... Can I stand on the top of this? Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like ambiguous platforms in a platformer because they're trying to like model something resembling reality. I think that super sucks. That is one of my least favorite things about, like, there's something about this era of platforming from this part of the world, or, you know, like whatever, where like this is relatively commonplace and you just have to like stare at the environment and go like, okay, like the readability on this stuff is awful. Wicked jump shot. Like, I can inch close enough to this to fall that way, but I can't get over enough to fall one more and get that cheese. I guess maybe can I do it now? That's fun. Okay, cheese restores your health. I guess I hadn't picked up on that for whatever reason. This is just back the way we came, right? Is this... Yeah, literally. I mean, yeah, okay. Fuck. Is there anything over this way? Oh, right. Okay, we did that and got whatever bit of cheese or whatever the hell it was. Ah! Ah! Then here's that stupid iron and with the cord that we could climb down. Oh, some little slow down there. The action got too intense. Ah! Good thing we went and, you know, harvested all those lives. I mean, we'd be really hurting right now. We wouldn't have all stopped playing this and moved on to something else long ago. Oh, stop it. Okay. Oh, man. It is dangerous. You really only have like one shot at that when the enemy is heading your way because of the range of your shot and the speed at which it is moving. Like you don't really have a lot of... Apparently that's the end of the level, sure. Invisible level endings, also really good. Also really good. Just good decisions made all over this thing, really. Happy Wiggler Wednesday, everyone. These are the mad ones. This soundtrack, I feel like whoever is responsible for this should probably be looked at. For crimes. Specifically for the parts where it's just like, no, we're gonna get it super fast for a little bit. Isn't that cool? We're like, yeah, it's also like detrimental to society as a whole. Dude, this is... Fuck this game. Fuck this fucking game. Why... Let's go down here. What's down here? Nothing. Some fall damage. Some cheese. After 2 levels of, like this, yeah, like, let's make the music. After 2 levels of being able to jump through almost all platforms, they introduce this, the ultimate obstacle. I need to close my window. It's getting hot, and I'll let you enjoy this music for another few seconds while I go do that, and then we'll get this on the list. If you'd enjoy this idle animation here. Okay. It's Tom and Jerry. It's you know what I mean? There's just this era and, you know, Software Creations, you know, which they were in, what, like Manchester or something, right? Like, I think it's really cool. Ultimately, like, as much as, like, if you just give me a moment here before we get back to shitting on Tom and Jerry. I really appreciate that different parts of the world, at least at this time, and for, you know, some years following, I really appreciate that there's just different styles that evolved out of different regions, you know? Different influences that led to different choices being made. And it wasn't just... I think a lot of people, you know, are really reductive. It was something that came up earlier because there were these, you know, French developers that hadn't played Nintendo games growing up, and people found that hard to believe without realizing that, like, yeah, in France and in, you know, a lot of parts of Europe, like, the NES was not a factor there the same way it was in the States and in Japan and everything else. And so computers played a much larger role. But of course, like, as the NES became, you know, a bigger piece of the gaming pie, worldwide, you did have British developers, a lot of British developers, more than I ever would have thought, plying their trade on the NES. And so we get a lot of these games here, which is kind of crazy. But like they're coming from an entirely different like design sensibility. They're coming from a totally different place. Like the way they're doing it is, it's not something that is purely driven by, hey, we played Super Mario Brothers and what if we made one of those, right? It's a totally different. It's more like we played Manic Miner and then like kind of played, you know, like the breadcrumb trail is very different. That said, a lot of these games are fucking terrible. And a lot of these games are games that make sense in the context of a limited, a system with limited capabilities the way the Spectrum was. Compared to, you know, some of the stuff that would come along not that long afterwards, right? The Commodore 64 even is such a leap forward from most of what the Spectrum can do. There's probably some exceptions there. And there are a lot of shitty Commodore 64 games, don't get me wrong. As someone who I adore my Commodore 64. I keep thinking about buying one of the new FPGA-based ones that they're talking about releasing. But ultimately, like the Mister already does that, so it's like silly that but anyway, it's neither here nor there. It's really interesting that like that style exists, but I think when you put that style on the world stage and you put that style on platforms that, you know, the NES is just capable of like faster moving graphics and just like just, you know, higher capabilities in a lot of ways than some of those devices had, some of those computers had. And they don't hold up. And I think in some ways they show that like actually those games were kind of always bad, but you know, you didn't have a lot else. You know, like pre-Amiga or early days of Amiga, and there are plenty of Amiga platformers that I look at, and even stuff like Turrican, and you know, like Turrican is. This is if you'll allow me to alienate this part of the world yet again. Turrican is a fucking piece of shit, and it always was. The fuck is wrong with you? It's terrible. It's a bad fucking game. Tom and Jerry is not, you know, like it's not the shining example of this style, right? I think that you could find better versions of the British platformer in a lot of places. So like on top of it being something of an acquired taste or sort of a strange style that I think like doesn't hold up in this day and age as particularly well, like Tom and Jerry is not like the best example of it on top of that. And so you end up in a situation where you're coming back to this and you're just like, this is fucking terrible. And so that's the science on Tom and Jerry. It's fucking terrible. I mean, it's worse than Paperboy too. That's for sure. It's worse than Overlord. It's worse than the Three Stooges. It's worse than Worm Journey to the Center of the Earth. It's worse than the Addams Family, which is kind of like it's another style. It's the more like, I guess, adventure-y take on this style. I don't know. But it's worse than the Addams Family. It's worse than the Jungle Book, which the Jungle Book is a pretty rotten piece of business. It's worse than Castle Quest, which is, you know, like not really. You would be better off with a copy of Silver Surfer. I think Silver Surfer does a better job of the here's a bad game with a good soundtrack. Like Tom and Jerry is maybe not Maybe it is equal in terms of badness as a video game, but the Silver Surfer soundtrack is maybe goes a little bit harder. It's worse than the Jetsons' Cogswell's Caper. It's worse than Impossible Mission 2. It's worse than Target Renegade. It's worse than Friday the 13th. It is worse than Alfred Chicken, which I think is a better example of like side-scrolling British gaming than Tom and Jerry is. You know, it's more puzzle-oriented in its gameplay because you're hitting switches and going places and all of that. But yeah, this is worse than Alfred Chicken. But it's better than Digger T. Rock, The Legend of the Lost City. This is worse than Jack Nicklaus's Greatest 18 Holes of Major Championship Golf. It's worse than Sesame Street Countdown. It's worse than Bandit Kings of Ancient China. And it's worse than Family Feud. It's our new number 489. $489. Digger T. Rock, The Legend of the Lost City, man. Oh, jeez. Okay, there we have it. Tom and Jerry. Gosh, that's basically, in terms of what type of game, like that's exactly what I expected Tom and Jerry to be, having some experience with the SNES game, which is not, which is better than this, but not really by any meaningful margin. I guess I just didn't expect this to be as bad as it is. You know, like it's the thing where the ends of the levels are just kind of like in the corner, no pointer, no nothing. That's something that like you see some games of this era where you get to the end of a level and they literally just draw an arrow on the screen. Like walk here. Instead of making the environment look like, oh, this is a natural end to this level or doing something sensible. They just go, fuck it, here's an arrow. This game doesn't even do that. It's like, here, oh, you stood in the part that ends the level. Great work. Nice going. It looked like a dead end, but haha, it was the end of the level. Like, it's such a terrible thing. Such a terrible thing. Let's move on. Tim wanted to see this game. This is a holdover from last week. This is a computer game. This is a computer game that I'm going to tell you right now, knowing nothing about this version of the game, it seems like I'm going to guess that this game will be something of a criminal act. Because it just doesn't seem... Well, I don't know. This game got ported to a lot of different platforms, but I only played it on a couple. And it's a game that you needed a lot of keys on the keyboard. It's F-15 Strike Eagle. From Microprose, I guess in 1991 it came out on the NES, which is quite a bit later than the other versions came out. Look at these jets. Oh. So this was Microprose was trying to make simulations, and so you had missions that were just like patrols and just like you're gonna fly in this circle and then maybe fight one guy, and it, the combat was not awesome, and it was just kind of a
Strike Eagle cleared for takeoff.
Oh wow, you've done put talking in this. Oh, this demo is not filling me with anything but dread. I like that down in the corner it just says, Libya. Can I not quit this? Okay. What? Wait. What did I pick? Libya 86. So I'm guessing they did they update the missions in this game for like, because 91, I mean, Iraq-Kuwait border, did they try to rip from the headlines? Did they straight up go like, oh man, we've got Baghdad in here? They did, didn't they? That's fucking nuts. This game came out originally before Desert Storm. Stormin' Norman Schwarzkopf was but a gleam in the eye. No, I don't know. Yeah, Libya 86 is this is probably from the original game, I bet. Take off from base. Primary target. Secondary target. I like their little design, like go around the horn, like look at these things you've got to kill. Go do this and then go back to base. Like there's something kind of neat about this aesthetically. Like the way they're illustrating this information is kind of cool. We're gonna take off from base. We're gonna go hit this thing, and then we're gonna go over here and hit that, and then we're gonna go over there and hit that. Is that a chemical weapons factory? Like no, I don't remember there being like cutscenes.
Strike Eagle cleared for takeoff.
Okay, I pushed up and it just took off. Okay, good. That's the right answer. Okay. A shoots. I'm going to guess that B is missiles, but there's a lot of jets up here, huh? It's just, there's frame rate stuff that you used to be able to get away with, especially because you were trying to build your game as a simulator. This probably runs, if I had to guess, this probably runs better than, like, the Atari home computer version or whatever. Okay, I hit the start button there. I don't know what happened, but something happened. Okay, this is the bunker we're supposed to bomb. Oh, okay. Thanks. Thanks, I guess. Why is that jet just hanging out there in my... Okay, now we're heading over to this airfield where we've got to bomb this airfield as a secondary target. We've got a missile heading our way. It hit us. Okay. Ah, these MiGs are tearing us up.
You got it.
You got it. Okay, I managed to dodge that missile that time. Now let's go get this chemical weapons factory or whatever this skull and crossbones on the ground is. It looked like a factory.
Target toasted.
Target toasted. Fuck, man. I'll give this game this. This is something that could have been very overly complicated and difficult to deal with, and all I had to do was hit B. I didn't have to go in and go like, okay, how do I select bombs? What do I do to do this? Like, they made the gameplay ever so slightly, like, actually, no, like quite a bit more straightforward and you know, simplistic compared to what the original release of this game was. Is it going to auto land for me too? Okay, I'm hitting the B button and it's not dropping bombs, so I assume... Okay. Hopefully this isn't gameplay because I'm not touching the controller.
Mission accomplished.
We did it. That's better than I thought I would do. Coming into this, I figured like, oh man, we're just going to not complete any one of these missions and we're just going to get blown up over and over again because this is going to be a fucking disaster. We got that bunker. That was 100,000 points, that bunker. Over here with us 50,000. Over there, the factory was another 50,000. We got a landing school. We're first lieutenant now. No medals. This is my pilot code. Don't steal it. Do not steal my pilot code. This is for me to write. You do not write down. You do not write down my pilot code. This is my pilot code. And credits. It's kind of the other thing that, you know, some of the games of like some of these simulation games, you know, they weren't meant to be like strung together. They didn't provide a full campaign strung together. It's more like, okay, go and do this mission, and then you enter your pilot code, and then, you know, you are technically the same person and you're building up a career and earning those medals. But every time you just kind of go and pick a different, you know, mission to go on. This is difficulty setting, if I remember right. Like these terms and the graphics make this look like this is probably that this is probably you picking your difficulty. The Halo 2, Halo 3 zone. I think it's really bonkers, but also like, you know, it was the thing they were going for was, you know, having missions that were recreations of real events or something. But it is kind of crazy to me that a game that, because F-15 Strike Eagle, I'm going to say that game is originally like 1985. Let's check. '84. So it was released for Atari in '84, and that is where I played it. And it didn't move much better than this, like you know, in terms of frame rate and the way that game played. It was not a great playing video game, but because it was modeling something that at least seemed so complicated, it was forgivable, right? You weren't like, oh, why does this play like such shit? It was like, oh man, okay, now I got to switch to bombs, and it's like it's as complicated as a real plane, and that was the draw. Oh, we can't do that. It's top secret. So I guess they do create a progression. It's weird that they roll credits at the end of every single thing. But okay. Fly in, blow up some stuff, fly back. Seems like kind of the same basic thing. What are these, like Scud launchers or something? This music leaves something to be desired.
Cleared for takeoff.
But yeah, I didn't shoot down that plane, and now it's going to kind of come around and well, it's going to come back into our field of view, which is sort of weird, but okay. That guy should have just like slotted in behind us and tried to blow us up. Ah. The start button seems to do something. I'm gonna guess that it's like chaff or whatever. The next time a missile's coming my way, I will hit start and see if it makes the missile go away.
Good shot.
And then it autopilots us. It automatically turns us in the general direction of the next target. I'm going to try the harder difficulty settings because I bet that those are assists. But like, yeah. Oh. There. So yeah, I hit the start button and that missile missed us. So that's probably what we want there.
Got it.
And fire some flares or whatever to get those missiles off us.
Target toasted.
I toasted that target. Target toasted. How many takes do you think they did on that line? A dual barrel? Can I dual barrel roll? I cannot. It tops out as at that's the most you can turn. Oops. Well, I was doing evasive maneuvers and that missile missed us anyway without me having to pop anything. Okay, select gives us this. We can bail out. Target toasted. Got 17 missiles, might as well use them. So it's autopiloting me back around to try again. Maybe I wasn't low enough. Is there an... Okay, there is an altitude. I was like, wait, where's mine? I like that I can shoot while it's in autopilot.
Mission accomplished.
We got that SAM site. We got a scud. It was a scud. I knew it. Scuds. But do not steal my pilot code. All right, we'll try Ace. And see if it makes me do any more stuff.
Strike Eagle cleared for takeoff.
Okay, looks like I've got different missiles and probably like number of flares and all that stuff too. So it looks like this will be the switch. Can I? Yeah, I figured. Okay, I can do barrel rolls when we're on real mode. I just don't know how to switch missiles or if there's a way to change my airspeed or any of this stuff. Missiles, okay, missiles, Sidewinder, Mavericks, AMRAAMs. That's what we want for ground targets, right? Oh, guys, it's showing us the picture here of, okay, we want Mavericks for ground targets. Okay, we have flares and we have chat. Okay. All right. Wait, did I leave it on ground missiles there? Yeah, we don't want that yet. Come on now. Go over there. No? Just broken now? What did we do? You know, I appreciate that their default difficult, like their low difficulty setting, like the level of assists make the game very, about as console friendly as you're gonna get for F-15 Strike Eagle.
Damage critical.
Oh. We probably need to be a little lower for ground targets also. I don't know what the appropriate altitude is for this. We're getting fucked up here. We need to switch. We get these Mavericks ready, I guess. Ah!
Good shot.
Okay, and then there's no autopilot. It'll at least like give us a navigation arrow, but it is not going to automatically turn us towards these targets, which is, I mean, that's how it should be. This is still like reasonably playable like this. The menu is clunky, but you know, when you're taking a game that was originally designed to be played on a keyboard.
You got it.
And are adapting it to a controller that really only has like 2 buttons. Like, you know, I think that makes sense. I assume that there's got to be a way for me to adjust my throttle or something. Yeah, we're flying too low. We're getting just lit up. Or, I don't know, going higher would actually help here, but we're flying over a bunch of bad shit. Very abrupt.
You are promoted.
Congratulations, you got blown up. Also, you've been promoted to captain.
Congratulations.
Yay. Rest in piss, Captain Player One. Couldn't even take out a scud sight. Come on, man. So much for air superiority. Team play and competitive. Weird. Interesting. You know, that's better than I thought it would be, but also I'm like, that's not. Don't take that as an endorsement. It's you know, it's very easy to see. Like when you look at something like that and you look at like something like Top Gun, where, you know, Konami has built a game very deliberately for this hardware with speed in mind and all of that. Like a Top Gun has plenty of its own issues, right? It's not some gold standard, but you know, F-15 Strike Eagle, I think the coolest thing you could say about it is, wow, that works. And in some ways that works a little bit better than the computer games of its era, which, you know, frame rate and just movement wise were pretty similar in how chuggy and messy they were. But this could have been significantly worse than it was. And I think even on the higher difficulty settings, it's still relatively playable. You know, it's still, you have to go into that menu to change your missiles and all of that. Things that you would be able to do just by tapping keys on the keyboard with a big paper overlay that you could put over your keyboard so you would know what buttons did what. But, you know, you would have your throttle settings and all of that stuff right there. They've managed to adapt that to the NES pretty well. Pretty well. But I can't sit here and tell you, like, that means you should play it. You know, like, give it a look. It's a fascinating thing, you know. This game, I guess the F-15 Strike Eagle seemed like a very big deal when it was released, you know, 84 and 85 and stuff. Like, it, you know, Microprose was releasing a lot of stuff like this in that time frame in those years. And you know, Wild Bill Healy and the gang or whatever, but you know, it was as real as it got, man. Like, it didn't get more real than F-15 Strike Eagle, I guess. And that was a pretty landmark game that would eventually make its way around to a lot of other computer platforms in the years following that initial release. And, you know, it cast a very long shadow to the point where they said, oh, check it out. We even put it out on, I mean, yeah, there's like a Game Boy version, which is insane. But yeah, they did this, and then they brought it over to the NES and added voice work and really actually rethought the menus and configuration in ways that it still has something that resembles that depth. They didn't just toss it all out, but at the lower difficulty settings, they do give you like, hey, we're going to automatically turn you towards the next target. We're not going to make you select missile types, just any, you know, you're going to have a generic missile and you're going to have a lot of them and you can use that to take out targets. Like, the way that this game kind of dumbs down its simulation aspects at lower difficulty settings is actually like a pretty decent way to play the game, because it kind of keeps you out of that clunky menu a little bit and just kind of fly around and blow up shit. But it's a small handful of missions, relatively speaking. Well, I don't know, what is it, 9 missions? That's maybe not a small number for this era, but you're just kind of going out there and you're hitting those targets, and, you know, or you know, whatever each mission kind of has you doing, which is just kind of hitting some targets. And you're heading on back to base over and over and over again. There are medals to get for like shooting down more targets and blowing up more stuff than you're supposed to, and what have you. You know, you can kind of chase the different medals and whatever. And there's kind of a lot here. I just don't think it's actually fun to do it because it's so choppy and just lining up shots, especially if you are trying to use your guns instead of your missiles. Like, just lining up shots on enemy jets and stuff is just, it's not this platform. can certainly do better than that in terms of just overall frame rate and all of that. Game speed or whatever you want to call it. I wonder if they had like really rethought the game from the ground up for this platform, if they could have achieved something that ran better. Like in some ways, you know, they're probably simulating altitude and they're simulating maybe a little bit more than they needed to. If they had gone for something that's like, okay, we're going to chop these parts of this game out. You're going to be in the air and, you know, here you're going to be landing or whatever. Like, I wonder if they had simplified some of that stuff, if they could have squeezed a little bit more performance out of it. I wonder what the drag is there, because it's not like the game is like graphically amazing or, you know, anything like that. It's not some, you know, giant polygonal thing, but I wonder if the ground is technically a big flat plane that they are rendering. Like, whatever. Who knows? Who knows how they did it? It's not important now, but it seems like you could have done a more arcadey take at this, and had it run a little better, and kind of made this sort of work, I guess. But it's a better game than Tom and Jerry. But where's Top Gun? Yeah, Top Gun's way up there. Where's Top Gun: The Second Mission? I guess we haven't played that yet, have we? Well, it's definitely worse than Top Gun. It's no championship pool. Space Shuttle Project, I think, does a much better job of like a simulation kind of thing. Solstice, The Quest for the Staff of Deimos is a better game. Double Dragon 3, The Sacred Stones, that's a better game. Is F-15 Strike Eagle better or worse than Dino Wars Destruction of Spondylaus? That's a game that is also like rendering a real conflict, right? Like F-15 Strike Eagle is doing Operation Desert Storm, and of course we're seeing, you know, a recreation of the destruction of Spondylus. I think that they do a better job of turning what is ultimately a tragic conflict. It's brave of them to have taken it on at all, to render the destruction of Spondylus as they have done. But I think they've made a better playing video game in the process as well. So F-15 Strike Eagle is worse than that. Similarly, it is no Thrilla's Surfari. Millen's Secret Castle, that's a better game. But it's better than Airwolf. A game that in some way, and Flight of the Intruder right there with it, you know, games that do try to split that difference a little differently, in terms of like performance and simulation and whatever else. Like, you know, Airwolf ultimately like an Ernest Borgnine simulator. Oh, if only. F-15 Strike Eagle is a better game than Airwolf, but not much. You know, like when we look at the other stuff on this list, Ivan Iron Man Stewart's Super Off-Road is a better game than F-15 Strike Eagle. Bomberman 2 is a better game than F-15 Strike Eagle. F-15 Strike Eagle is better than MiG-29 Soviet Fighter, which is that insane, like that's a very weird attempt at doing something actually quite similar to F-15 Strike Eagle, but it's a case where MiG-29 maybe like runs a little better and like but it plays like the choices they made are worse. F-15 Strike Eagle is worse than The Legend of Kage. It is worse than Isolated Warrior. And it's worse than pinball. It is our new number 275. Better than MiG-29 Soviet fighter. Worse than pinball. Another rendering of a real conflict, you know, pinball. This controller of mine connects and disconnects while we're doing this, and I don't think it's a loose connection. But I do get USB noises more often than it seems like I should. And I don't know what's happening there. F-15 Strike Eagle. That was, I mean, you know, that's at number 275. That is way better than I thought a console version of F-15 Strike Eagle would have ever been. Ever. So I mean, like, hats off to him in a sense. Like, it's not the highest rated game on our list here, obviously, but like, in terms of like finding a way to recreate this experience on a controller with significantly fewer buttons than a computer, like they did a really good job with this. Like, I'm surprised. I'm very surprised. You don't. That's not to say run out and play it. Remember, but all right, I think we can fit one more in here. Graz wanted to see this next one, and let's see what's up with it. Target toasted. It is Terra Cresta. I'm a Moon Cresta fan. Terra Cresta has a bit of a legacy, if I remember right, or a bit of a, like, I'm going to turn this down ever so slightly here. This is a bit too loud. Okay, so that, I mean, that is, oh, we can, oh, look at that. That's weird. I don't want to do that. That seems insane. Okay, so they do the Moon Cresta thing. Moon Cresta is more of a Galaxian or Galaga style shooter where you are locked to the bottom of the screen. You know, it is from a different era. Though not that different of an era. And it was about this same idea of, like, you are docking ships together to form bigger ships. Whereas this one, the traveling and everything else you're doing here, way more Xevious-like in nature. There's a 4? Your ship just gets so big. Which is, I mean, that's kind of the weird thing in Moon Cresta also. If you... Oh, yeah, okay, so much for that. If you get all three of the ships docked together, your full-size ship in Moon Cresta is big-ass. It's classified as a big-ass spaceship. We only have one winger left. This is okay. I don't know. Like, it's funny. Like, it oh, jeez. It's a good ping noise. It's not as good as Xevious's. Yeah, I should have just gotten away from that dude and not bothered. Winger. Man, fuck Winger. It's tough. It's tough. There's my cool formation. What do you think? I wonder if this is the formation for when you spread them out, though. Like, should I not be making them into a sensible-looking spaceship and instead... Well, I would want them all together instead of spread out the weird way that they get spread out, because I just think that just makes it weird, like harder to... I want the smallest hitbox possible at all times, right? I mean... Well, that still spreads out. And the minute you get shot, you lose all of them. It's not like you get knocked down one level or lose one piece of ship. It's just you're down to jack ass nothing. Oh, music's good. Like this is a fine. I don't know. This is okay. Ah, man. It's just the base level ship is not awesome, and that's the point, right? But it creates that game of like, oh, the minute you lose your power-ups at this late in the level, this late in the game, you're reset so far back that you're just effed. But I feel like what was it, like the arcade? There's an arcade version of this, I assume. That version, I seem to remember being pretty well regarded. I had a relative who had a Moon Cresta cocktail cabinet, and so I played the arcade version of Moon Cresta kind of a lot. Which is why I have feelings about the Cresta series, or whatever, if you want to call it that. I guess that's exactly what it is. But I don't know that I would say that I'm a massive Moon Cresta fan. It's just that I had a lot of opportunities to play a lot of it. There's one more ship, right? There's one more piece. I want it. Yeah. But this is just going to run out. Then what? Oh, okay. So when I hit this, does it? Yeah, okay. So this is what you design. You design the super when you have all the pieces, I guess. Okay. This is a neat idea that I guess I wish had a little bit more going on. I think when it comes to just like this style of shooter in general, I kind of have specific needs, which means I'm not like I guess translates into I'm not really a huge fan of this genre anymore. Like everything after, like, I don't know, Thunder Force 4, maybe Einhander or something, you know, like just past a certain point, I just kind of lost interest in the humble scrolling shooter. But I guess so did the video game industry, so... Okay, so in that case, we got hit, but didn't quite lose everything. We just lost a couple of pieces. The minute you stop shooting, that's when they get you. The idea of designing your final form, I think, is a really cool idea. And getting a brief kind of invincibility phase when you do assemble the final form is kind of a fun little touch also. This is probably somewhere in the neighborhood of like a Star Force. In terms of just like, hey, you know, like, yeah, it's a little on the basic side. But it does have kind of like one neat idea. And it's neat that that neat idea is the original crux of like what made Moon Cresta different from Galaxian and games of that ilk. You know, it was coming out around the same time, but the idea that you could dock 3 ships together, like, that was kind of the thing that set it apart. and the ability to dock them together in kind of different formations and different orders, depending on what you find and what you get and what you have left, is, kind of part of that. In the original game, it was like you had the 3 ships, and those corresponded to your 3 lives. And so you could have just the stage 3, and there's just like stage 1 and stage 3, like weird situations like that where they would come together a little differently. And that was kind of cool, I guess, for what it was. But you're very vulnerable here when you're naked like this. It's kind of fucked up. It's weird how the game kind of superficially resembles Xevious, but you have no ground bombing whatsoever. Like the way it, introduces you when you are starting a life, and like a lot of that is just straight out of Xevious. And a lot of the look of this, I think, is pretty similar too, but it just doesn't. It does not let you bomb the ground. At least your main shot does like totally acceptable damage to normal enemies. It's not a case of like now you need to land 20 shots on every single target because you only have your... God damn it. Because you only have your default thing. Okay. I think the enemies here are a little underwhelming. Design-wise, that is. Because in a literal sense, I feel like I am being very much overwhelmed right now, but... Great. Nailed it. Okay. Good logo. Yeah, that's simplistic but interesting. I like it's like where did like Star Force ended up here? I think Star Force is a better just like bread and butter example of this genre than Terra Cresta is. But this does have some neat ideas. That said, it's no Stinger. It's no Batman the video game. Like Silkworm. This is a weird version of Silkworm, but I think it's like a pretty good one on top of that. It's no Hudson's Adventure Island 3. Like Legendary Wings is a better... Like Legendary Wings is... in terms of just like the raw shooting of Legendary Wings, Terra Cresta is probably a better game, but just having the perspective shift, having the side-scrolling stuff, and all of that, I think Legendary Wings just has like a little bit more going on. It's better than Terra Cresta. Terra Cresta, I think, is like a byproduct of its time, right? I mean, you know, when did the original game come out? You know, yeah, I mean, the original version was it was 85. And so, you know, and then later it would get ported around. There's a Spectrum version of this game. Weird. I wonder what that's like. Oh, I guess the US version of the game introduced the formation thing. The Japanese release on Famicom did not have that, apparently, from what I am eyeballing right now. It's better than Ice Climber, but it's no Adventure Island 3. Or sorry, it's no Legendary Wings. It's no Journey to Silius. It's no Dragon Spirit, the New Legend. A lot of these all right here, huh? It is better than Ice Climber, but it is no Dragon Warrior 2. It's our new number 141. Task Force Terra Cresta. That's a neat game. I have messed with that game before, but I don't know that I would always play it and go like, you know, it's no Moon Cresta. And then when Soul Cresta came out not that long ago, it was like, I don't know, like at some point these games became a different thing, and I just think of them as like this ancient, you know, it's like the same hardware that powered Galaxian even. It's sort of a weird thing, but there you go. Terra Cresta. And that's it for episode 109. Thanks everybody for watching. If you want to see the full list, head over to 8bitnintendo.science. There's a cool list with all the timestamps that lead to all the different games and everything. It's really neat. I didn't make it. That's why it's good. And if you want to submit games, head to the Patreon, patreon.com/Jeff Gerstmann. Go over there, sign up. If you join the advisory panel, you get special access to recommend games for me and make it a living nightmare here. That's going to do it for us here. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll be back next week to rank some more games. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you soon.